we're live here at the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neil.
That would make me terrible, Troy.
I think we've already lost Mark, but I'm sure he will return. We have the fine folks here, the original cast of Toxic Avenger. It's 40th anniversary, and you can see all of them in person at Dead of Winter, February 22nd and the 23rd in Worcester. I'll be there too, but that's not as important.
Yahoo!
But we do have Rob Prichard here. How are you doing, Robert?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for doing it. Annabelle has joined us.
Hello. Are we rolling?
We are. We are live.
Rolling.
We are live.
Nice
Robert Prichard. We just mentioned Slug. Gary Schneider, Bozo.
Hey, guys.
His character name. I'm not, bad enough. And Wanda, Jennifer Baptist.
Hi there.
Hello. It's good to have everyone here. So to go around real quick, Jennifer, how did you get involved in the original movie? So can you walk us through it? Like, did you know everybody? Like, how did you hear about it?
No, I didn't know anybody. I got the audition through my manager and went in and auditioned and originally read for the blind girl twice. And then the second time I came in, I also read for Wanda singly on my own. So I didn't know any of the trauma team. This is all a connection through my manager.
Yeah, and everyone knows Trauma today, but Trauma wasn't as well known then. It's because Toxic Avenger is the movie that really put him on the map.
Yeah.
And Gary, were you familiar with Lloyd, or did you know anybody? How did you get involved?
Not at all. A friend of a friend of mine, my friend Michelle, had a friend named Rhonda who was an assistant in casting at Trauma. I had just gotten out of an acting school. My friend Michelle told me to send Rhonda a picture and resume. I did. Rhonda called me, and she was kind of the gatekeeper before you get to audition for Lloyd and Michael. So I did, and she put me through to Lloyd and Michael, and I must have auditioned, I don't know, I think we all probably did 5, 6, 7 times maybe. I don't know, crazy amount of times. Then, and it took about close to a month to go through this, and then I did not get the part. It was between me and one other actor. I didn't get the part. And I was kind of devastated because it's my first audition after school and everything. I was just thought I had it, and I didn't. Life goes on. About 3 weeks later, I got a call to come into the Trauma offices, and they offered me the role. I guess the other actor did something else, something else, whatever. So I was really happy, really grateful to be part of it. About a year later, I found out the other actor was Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, wow.
No way.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. He had worked with Trauma the year before on a film called The First Turn On, so they were quite familiar with him. But I didn't know it. I met him. I didn't know, he was the guy named Vince at the time.
Yeah.
And the rest is history, as they say, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll ask you another question. But Rob, how did you get involved? Did you know anyone?
Nah. I answered an ad in Backstage magazine. Basically, there was an ad. I sent in my resume, and I get a phone call on a landline. And come in and audition. And my first audition was with Jennifer. So evidently she'd already been through a few rounds before I showed up. They immediately paired me up with her. And then they had me audition with her again. And then again. The first 2 times we're doing the script. We're reading lines out of the script. The next 3 or 4 times we're doing like promo material for other movies. Like The First Turn On and Stuck on You and stuff like that. Where it's like, and they film it, they shoot it. So it's actually, we're doing actual work for them that they're calling auditions.
Commercials.
They totally used us.
That's very unlike Trauma to do.
But I never auditioned.
Oh, yeah.
It was Jennifer and I from the very beginning. That was my experience. I never auditioned with anyone else that I can recall. I never auditioned by myself. They always had me reading with her.
And Mark, I believe you actually knew Lloyd beforehand because you had worked together.
Yeah, I worked on the first turn on, and sorry, my power went out before. We're having this rainstorm here, and Los Angeles doesn't like the rain, so hopefully I'll be up for the rest of the time. But yeah, it went down at the very beginning. But yeah, I knew. Well, I met Lloyd. I was going to New York University, and they put up. I was in the film program there, and Troma put up a job notice on our job board that said, "Hey, come and work on a real film, you film students. It'll be a great experience. We can't pay you, but come in. It's a real film though, so come and work on it." And so I went down and talked to them. They were in Hell's Kitchen at the time, and I met with Lloyd and Michael Hers, and they were like, "Oh, you go to NYU. What do you want to do on this film?" And I was like, "Well, I'd kind of like to be the script supervisor so I can work with the director." And Lloyd was like, "Oh, yeah, sure. You can be the script supervisor. What else do you want to do on this film?" I was like, I enjoy writing. "Oh, great. You can write some additional scenes. What else do you want to do?" I should have just said, "Oh, can I direct it?" Because, they let anybody do whatever they want because, they recruit people that don't need to get paid or actually most people would like to get paid, but that's just not the Troma way. So anyway, I was a script supervisor, and the way I got into acting with them is there was a very big scene for an actor and a major role. We were waiting for him to show up on set, and this guy didn't show up. And so Lloyd said, "Mark, you do it." And it was another socially awkward character, crazy over the top. And, I did crazy things with mashed potatoes and corn and on the cob. And they
for the movie or just in
this
general?
movie so much. When they were casting for Toxic Avenger, they just called me up and said, "Listen, we're casting for this monster movie, and we needed a character that turns into the monster. And we really liked what you did on the first turn on. So if you want this part, it's yours." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks. Yeah, I'll do it. And can I still be the script supervisor?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure. What else do you want to do?"
Writing.
So, Jennifer, when you first see the script, is there anything in there that you had any issues with?
Well, I don't recall seeing the whole script. I mean, they did mention, we did have a meeting about how they did want it to be topless. And, did I have issues with that? And I had worked as a Playboy bunny, not that I was topless in the club, but I had also been approached by the magazine. I'd done some shots in the magazine. So I was pretty comfortable with myself physically. And that really didn't bother me. I, talked it over with my manager, and he was kind of like, "Yeah, that's kind of part of the deal." So, so I was okay with it. And I don't really think that I had a full awareness of masturbating in a sauna. I think I did.
Especially to what you're doing it to. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of remember being hit with that a little bit. So that was a bit difficult, but the nudity in that. And then of course, after seeing the film, I kind of went, "Oh, great. I get the booby prize. Everybody sees my boobs the most. Okay."
And you were good with the switchblade too.
I was, I know. And those stilettos.
Maybe it was a scene the script supervisor added to the movie. Gary, no, I know it's the 80s, and but is your big eyes and stuff, is that all natural? Is that natural for the movie, or is there anything going on there? Because you're very hyped up throughout the because your character Bozo's very big-eyed and he's very excited. He's very hyped up.
Yeah.
Is that anything going on in the 80s, or is that was
That was an
just
80s thing. No, that was the character. As Jennifer was saying, we didn't read the script. We got sides. We got some scenes. And at first auditioning, we just got a few scenes, whatever it was, to audition with. So I don't know why, looking back on it now, but I didn't realize at the time that this was a live action comic strip. I didn't realize it. So it's in the script that Bozo is stressed, and it is a one-dimensional. The characters are one-dimensional. So so I kind of took it from there, I guess.
I'm not just interested you guys are here. I love the movie. I think it's a great movie, and I think all your performances are great, and it's perfect for the movie. I think you really nailed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Rob, so you said you're doing auditions with Jennifer. Did you feel like you guys had chemistry right away?
Yeah. Yeah, we got along pretty well.
And anything happen in real life? Any dating between you and offset?
Yeah, we got married.
Oh, I actually didn't know this. So the answer is yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a
You
daughter.
called it, Dale.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there was chemistry. That's the
There was
answer to my question.
chemistry there. Yeah.
And Lloyd and Michael probably saw it before we did.
Yeah.
Well, all you guys did is make out through the whole film.
I know.
Yeah, off camera too, actually.
Well, you had to get that practice in, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. We were rehearsing.
Man, these guys are really there. They're method actors over here.
Absolutely.
Mark, what was it like to see the finished movie for the first time?
Well, there was a screening in Times Square. Did all of you guys go to that screening, that initial screening?
I think so. I think I was.
I think it was, mainly for the cast and crew and anyone else that would buy a ticket off of the street. But I think we were all kind of shell shocked in a way, because it was kind of unlike any other film that you would have ever seen. And I was like, wow, this is something else. This is so different. It has the potential to be a cult film, or it could just, go into the toilet really quickly. Yeah. And it actually did go into the toilet really quickly, but then it started playing as a midnight movie at the Bleecker Street Cinema. And it would be there like every Saturday night, and word of mouth, it got bigger and bigger. And I actually made a personal appearance there one night. I had a mop, and I was trying to do some stand-up comedy, and I was awful, but the crowd loved me. I was Melvin. But it took a while, I think, to become the cult film that it is. And it's still growing. I think it still gets bigger every year.
Yeah.
Like
I would say the last 20 years, it's picked up more than, not the first 20 years, it was definitely picking up momentum, but more so in the last 20 years. I think so.
Yeah, I think social media has a lot to do that.
Absolutely,
with that.
yeah.
And
just to connect with what Mark was saying, I think that what really made it what it is people saw it, and the first reaction is to kind of go, to kind of gasp, and then to laugh, and because it was so audacious, it was so over the top, that you're going to either love it or hate it, and it looks like more people loved it. So.
And the other thing is, it moves really well. The editing was done so well, and the score. I mean, when I watched it again recently, I just thought, okay, I get it. Everything just, there's a flow to it, a really crazy flow, and there's a level of believability in a weird universe.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I thought it was a true story when I was watching.
I think the thing that sets it apart as far as a horror film is it's really funny. Like Gary said, you
Oh,
don't see
100%.
many horror films that have
Yeah.
comedy in them,
Yeah,
and that's really what made this special, I think.
I think it's actually more of a comedy than it is a horror. It's like
Yeah.
it's a splatter comedy.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah,
it's the kind of horror film like where a protagonist would slip in the blood and do and do a pratfall, because there's too much
Oh,
blood.
yeah.
It's that kind of comedy.
yeah.
It was 80s. I mean, it was still the time of punk rock, and I think of it as punk rock cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And Gary, because Mark said, that it doesn't do well right away, and then it becomes the cult film, and then has grown. So, what was that experience like for you? Right away, maybe doesn't do well, and then when do you realize, oh, this is catching on to people?
Yeah. I do remember first, it opened regionally. Theater movie, a lot of movies open in 2,000 theaters across the country. Troma did it where they'll open, I don't know, in 100 theaters in one section of the country and then move along section by section. In New York City, where we're from, it opened in a whole bunch of theaters in New York City and the suburbs. We saw it. I didn't feel a lot of traction. I agree with one of you said before about the Bleecker Street Cinema as a midnight movie for about 6 months. It started to pick up there, and it really picked up, I think, when it came out on VHS, on video, on video.
Mhm.
And that's where I think it started to, from there, and it's so funny. I just got to tell a very quick story. I was, after it came out on video, I was out on Long Island at a video store, because they used to have video stores. And I was online returning a movie, and the guy standing in front of me online was returning the Toxic Avenger. And he said to the guy behind the counter, and it's crazy, these guys are running people over, and they're crazy, I can't believe it. And I'm standing right behind him. So I tapped him on the shoulder, and I said, that was me driving the car. He looked at me, and he just went right over his head. He went, oh yeah? And he went back to talking. Context didn't connect. So I laughed about it with the guy behind the counter of the store.
I was going to say that I think that's where it really, in that time of VHS, where you would have something you'd want, it would be precious, and you'd share it with the people you knew. Be like, you've got to see this.
Right.
It had that, like Rob, you're saying, like this punk aspect of it really being something kind of underground that you share with people, and then it keeps sharing and sharing and sharing. Very different viral from now.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Gary, since you brought up the car scene, so for you and Rob and Jennifer, you're in some of the car stuff too. Like, what is that experience like? Because some of it, obviously, you guys aren't in the car, but some of it, you guys are in the car. So, like, how much of it is it you guys in the car and it's actually moving? And how safe was that?
Robert,
it's 40 years ago, so
this really well. You have a clear head on that.
One of our first days was actually the car scene. And
Will we run over the kid on the bike?
where we run over the kid on the bike, and there's in the uncut version, the head explodes when the tire wheels over, and then the girls jump out and shoot the thing. But we were shooting on this day, we were just shooting the interior dialogue in the car, right? So the car's not moving. They're doing cinema magic to make it look like it's moving. So they have PAs, excuse me, all around the car, shaking it like the car's moving. And another couple of PAs have a big piece of wood that they're running over the roof of the car. It has lights on it, so it looks like lights are passing us by. And the camera is right there on the hood of the car, and the cameraman is right behind the camera. And so we're in there doing our dialogue. And we do our dialogue. We all get out of the car then. The PAs are walking back towards where we're supposed to they say back to one. So we're going back to one, wherever that is. And the actors are going back. Lloyd and Michael are going back. So all of us are going back. Everybody's chatting. PAs are chatting. The 4 actors are chatting. Lloyd and Michael are trying to talk to each other. And at one point, Lloyd just loses patience. He can't hear himself talk. He turns around. He points at everybody, and he just goes, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. I can't hear myself think. And then the 4 of us, we're like, holy shit, what are we in for now? And Lloyd sees that, and he goes, "Except you. You keep talking. Everybody else, shut up." So, no, we weren't when we were shooting the dialogue. It was safe. There was no moving car, but there was an angry director.
And then for a while, the car was on the back of a flatbed truck with cameras on it as well, moving. So the truck was moving. It again, they made it look like the car was moving. And then the real stunts, the crazy stunts, that obviously was a stunt driver.
Right. And then there was also we were driving at one point. There's one scene where Jennifer's her legs are dangling out of the window of the car, and she says to the kid on the bike, "Hey, I don't remember the line exactly.
Hey, little boy, aren't you cute?"
Yeah, aren't you cute? That was that we were actually moving. We were actually driving. And that was the same day as when we shot the interior, I recall, because we were also smoking the fake weed. And a New Jersey cop actually came up to me, and he made sure that it was fake weed. He was actually he wanted to know.
Yeah.
A very different time.
Yeah.
Very, very different.
He was like, and I was like, no, it's not real.
One of my favorite lines in that car scene that you had, Rob, was after you ran the kid over. Everyone wanted to do it again, and you were like, "Oh, I can't. I have to go to church in the morning."
And then everyone's like, "Oh, okay." There you go. Jennifer, did you get to keep any of the Polaroids or anything from the movie?
I didn't, unfortunately. And I do remember, that scene of seeing how they did the special effects. I was really fascinated by it, but getting out and having to really get into this smashed head. I remember substituting a piece of chocolate cake for the smashed head, and just thinking to myself, "Ooh, that's really nice."
Yeah, it's a wild scene and a wild movie. And it was funny because I was talking to someone the other day that I was having all you guys on, and they mentioned the car scene and that you couldn't do that today. And I thought they meant like you couldn't show hitting a kid. And they no, they didn't care about that. They meant the dialogue. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I grew up during that era, so it's not that I use the dialogue today or anything like that, but I grew up in that era, and the villains, villains should say villainous things, I think. So, but it is interesting that people think something different is taboo today than they did then.
What was the thing about the points is that we did the ethnic slurs. That part you can't shoot now,
No. But you know what? That scene was based, I don't know to what degree, but it was based on something that really happened. People really did play this pedestrian polo game. Yeah, I think Lloyd saw it in the newspaper or something.
Yes,
that's true. That's true. There was like that was happening at the time. But us assigning points to various ethnicities, that part you can't shoot now. But the same thing, like the dialogue in Blazing Saddles, you can't shoot now.
Yeah,
right.
It's just, it's just not acceptable anymore to say that kind of stuff.
Do any of you guys have any memories of Pat Ryan?
I never met him.
Oh,
I didn't either.
Yeah, but we didn't. I don't. Tell me, am I right, guys? None of us did a steady scenes with him. Yeah.
Well, because I was also the script supervisor, I did see him work, and he was a really wonderful actor and perspired tremendously a lot. Is what I remember. They were always mopping him down between takes because he was a big guy and he was always perspiring.
Yeah.
So just trying to keep him dry.
That's another job for you. You can be the literal mop boy. For that, yeah.
He was awesome. I mean, never met him, but I thought he did a great job, and in Newcomb High as well.
I agree. I thought he gave one of the best performances in the film.
He was really good.
He was a center one of the centerpieces.
Yeah.
You know, it had to work. He was one of them. You know.
Oh yeah.
But one I had a sense though that there was something to this movie when they said they were going to do another one with Nukem High. Then I thought like, okay, well they're sort of going all in with this aesthetic, with this approach. You know, that's when I sort of thought that there was something to this. Otherwise, they wouldn't, try to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Toxic Avenger was, their first time doing a movie like that. Before they were doing teenage, tits and ass movies. And after Toxic Avenger, they did nothing but horror, that kind of movie.
It's kind of its own genre, a trauma movie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I call it splatter comedy.
Mm-hmm. So, Jennifer, do you know why your final scene in the movie is sometimes cut out? It's not in all the different versions of the movie when you're like arrested.
Yeah, I remember that they wanted me to wear the diaper bandage without shorts on, and I was like, no, I'm done with that. I'm not. You guys had enough nudity. It's okay. And it didn't really work with the shorts on over the short. I mean, I thought it looked stupid, and and I felt stupid, and it didn't really move the film forward.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I do think that Wanda lives. I don't think she dies by getting her butt
from
burnt.
a burnt butt. Yeah,
that's not going to happen.
It's not a great way to go.
Yeah, and I don't think Julie dies either. I mean, we don't see her death, and we don't see Wanda's death either.
Yeah. Have you ever? Did they ever ask to bring you back to reprise the character at any time, Wanda?
They didn't, but part of the reason for that is I kind of left acting, and I actually changed my name a couple of times. So it would have been really hard for them to find me.
Yeah. What was it? Was it because of Toxic Avenger, or did that have anything to do with you leaving acting?
No, I don't. It wasn't that. It was more of a personal, like a family issue from earlier in my childhood. Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. And Rob, do you think Slug's dead? I mean, you're laying in the road, but it looks like you might still be kicking.
Yeah, I think he's probably dead, but on social media, whenever people post Toxie on my timeline, I will respond with, "Hey, that's the asshole who threw me out of the car."
Yeah, I want to see the Slug and Wanda today. See what they're up to. Maybe Bozo, you're clearly dead.
Bozo's dead. No question.
But
Bozo's like a Yule log fire,
They have a DNA scrape somehow.
What's that?
DNA scrape.
Yeah.
So what was that scene like, though? Because you said about the other car scenes, then you have your big car death, and then you're in the makeup. So can you walk us through your death scene?
That was one of the most difficult scenes for me. Honestly, I loved the scene. Very rare on the East Coast. That day, they had all the New York TV stations. The day that the car went over the cliff, they had all the New York TV stations there reporting on it. The car was on a big track and was all set up so that it would do just what it did. They knew what they were doing. Trauma, it's technically a low budget movie, but you're not going to be cheap on the stunts, obviously.
Right.
After the car, burnt, they put it out. I had all the latex, all the makeup, the burn makeup all over me. I had to crawl into the back of this burnt out car. It was in August. Kind of look up near the sun and be dead, and for a little while not blink. It was that was the challenge.
Yeah, out in the sun, and I assume being out in the sun with all the latex on is probably not very comfortable.
That didn't help. You know how many days it took me to finally get all everything off of me? You know how many showers it took?
I understand.
I felt really bad for Mitchell Cohn, who played Toxic, the other Toxic Avenger. Yeah, what Mark turned into. He really had the makeup all over him, and took him a long time, I'm sure, to get in and out of that stuff.
When I did the transformation scene, and all the makeup that I had going on that day, after we finished shooting, the makeup artists were trying to get the makeup off of me. And I always say they were really good at putting the makeup on, but not very good at taking the makeup off.
Yeah.
Eventually, this was the day we were shooting in Jersey, and there was a YMCA down the street, and somebody contacted them and said, "Listen, can our actor come down there and get in the shower there and try and get this makeup off, because he's having a real hard time getting rid of the makeup." So they agreed to that, and I went down to the YMCA, got in the shower naked, and was like pulling skin off of my face and scrubbing everything off. And in the middle of that, the boys' swim team came into the shower, and they saw this naked man with his skin falling off his face, and I'm sure traumatized them forever. They got out of there really quickly.
They were traumatized.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, by the way, the transformation scene, I don't think it gets enough credit. Like, I honestly think it looks great, and it's in full light. American Werewolf in London gets a lot of credit because they have the transformation, and it's all well lit. It's not hidden in shadows, and so does it Melvin into the Toxic Avenger. It looks great, and it holds up. I watched it today. I watched it again last night. I've seen it many times, so I watched it again for the show, and I was like, this movie definitely holds up, and I think the transformation scene looks great. It's very fun.
When I was in the tub, and my skin was all bubbling up and everything, that was done with bladders on my skin, and there were production assistants below the tub blowing tubes to make the bladders pop up like balloons.
Yeah,
and I'm sure it was like, I wish somebody had filmed that, because that was so funny to see all these production assistants underneath the tub, and have doing the effects on me, and it worked really well.
Yeah. It's nowadays people film everything because it's digital, but it's too bad there isn't more like behind the scenes stuff, like you said.
Yeah.
So let's go around. Jennifer, what are your thoughts on not Mark Torgl, but I'm sure you like him. What are your thoughts on Lloyd Kaufman, who actually did post on Facebook that he loves everybody here?
He's a crazy guy. I mean, I really like him. He's I didn't have a whole lot of contact with him for many years, but recently, went to a couple of screenings and things like that. And he's just he's a really funny dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, sir.
I'm sorry. You go ahead.
I was going to say, before we go to the next person, I just want to know, what was that like? So you leave acting, and then you discover that the movie has a following. That's a little different than, the other people here that were still acting and stuff. So what was that like for you to come back and know that the movie has a following?
It was pretty crazy. I really had no idea. And I felt kind of blindsided by it. And also, honestly, I thought, wow, I've just really been an ostrich, sticking my head in the sand here. But at first I was like, okay, why? And then I watched it again and realized that it has this really crazy punk-like charm to it. And I could see why it's withstood the passage of time. And I really like it. I'm really proud to be a part of it. And it's really fun that it's got this revival going on, and Peter Dinklage as Foxy. That is awesome. Yeah.
And I guess it's going to be coming out this year now.
Yeah, for a while they thought like they were just going to not release it or whatever. And there's a review on our website because it played a few festivals, and one of our reviewers saw it, Todd, and he really liked it. So I have not seen it though, so I'm really anxious to see it.
I've seen it. It's really good.
Is it?
The only thing I'm not happy is they didn't give me a cameo, but it's good. Peter
should.
Dinklage is awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, not just because you're here and I'm friends with you, Mark. They definitely should have had the original people.
We think so too.
Yeah.
we tried.
Gary pitched us hard. He tried to get us in.
Yeah.
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 Thank you,
There's
Gary.
actually a scene it's like one of the opening scenes. It might have been the opening scene where there's a character called Melvin Ferd, which was my name.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why didn't they call me up to do this part? That's actually my character's name. And he gets killed like in the very first scene. I was like, that would have been so easy for me to do.
Yeah.
You know, just get killed.
Are they paying all those people what they were paying you when you were then?
Probably not.
Like showing up and getting paid, like just free? No.
Yeah, but you know, it was filmed in Bulgaria.
Wow.
Which was
a lot of it. Yeah.
I think part of the maybe I don't know. I think Robert had once mentioned, and I agree that I think you had mentioned that the director wanted to kind of keep a line between the two. I think you had mentioned, Rob. Is that right?
Well, that's just me speculating. I don't know. I just thought that he wanted to, you know, wanted to stake out his own turf, you know, and not feel like any glory that was going to come from this new project was due to anything from the old project.
Yeah. But I do think it absolutely could have. It could have only helped.
Yeah,
maybe you know, flying her, but who knows? Budget wise, I don't know. You know,
Lloyd has a cameo, and he went. Where was it? Bulgaria.
Bulgaria, yeah.
Yeah, he flew there. I remember. I think I was working on another really low budget film that both of us were in, and he was getting ready to fly there, like the next day. So. He's like the only one that has a cameo.
Well, Lloyd's one of the producers too.
Yeah.
Well, he owns the character.
I'm sure they got a payday from it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe if this one does well, maybe we'll be in the sequel.
Yeah. And Nasty Neil will put a good word in.
Thank you.
Dude, thank you.
It won't mean anything, but I will do it. So, Gary, what are your thoughts on Lloyd over the years?
Lloyd ran a tight ship on set. He had a budget that he wanted it to stay within, and he moved. He had a certain amount to work on each day to get done, and he did. And when I met him originally, during the original rehearsals in their office, he and his partner Michael can be a little intimidating. But all in all, he ran a tight ship. And the thing is, he was strict, very strict with the crew, but he wasn't as strict. I mean, we all did our job. We were there to work, so he didn't need to discipline us, but he gave us a lot of leeway, not in terms necessarily of the scene to a certain extent, but just in terms of he wasn't on our backs the way he was on some of the PAs and so forth, you know. But he knew how to. He was very good at taking, in terms of value, a nickel and turning it into $1. He got a lot of value out of the budget. I give him a lot of credit for that.
No, I mean, you said it. I mean, everyone knows Troma's like low budget, but it looks good. The car scenes, like you were saying, like, you know, the car wasn't moving or shaking, but when you're watching it, it looks. I was thinking, I don't know if they are actually in a moving car a lot of times, and I've seen even bigger budget movies where you can tell, you know, that they're cheating that or whatever.
Yeah,
but the movie looks good.
They got really top notch, and they needed to stunt people, to especially do the car scenes and so forth. They did I think they did a great job on those stunts.
I agree, and there's Man on Fire, which I'm always a fan of a Man on Fire in a movie. Were you there, Mark, when your character is actually on fire and you're running?
Yeah, I mean, they actually started with me having the fire like around me, and when they were shooting the film, a piece of fire actually went onto my hand.
Oh, like
and
the
it
police
was burning. And I mean, I have a scar still from.
Oh wow.
And
I think you have many scars from working with Lloyd. Not all you
used that take, you know, just because I was like freaking out.
Yeah.
A little souvenir, Mark.
Yeah. But to your Lloyd question, Lloyd and I are actually really good friends. It took a while to get there, though. Like when they were shooting Toxic Avenger 2, which became 2 and 3.
Yeah.
They wanted me to come, and I had moved to LA already, and I was like, well, can you pay me something? You know, can you pay me like, you know, $500. And Lloyd was like, no, what do you, no, we can't do that. And I read the script too, and I didn't think it was very good. And I passed on it. And Lloyd actually says in his book, Everything I Know About Filmmaking I Learned from the Toxic Avenger, he said the biggest mistake he ever made was not giving Mark Torgl the $50 he asked for to be in Toxic Avenger 2.
That won you over.
But then I went back for 4 just for fun.
Yeah.
And, after, Lloyd and I have done so many like little independent, low budget films together, mostly from fans of Toxic Avenger that are making their own damn movie. And it's, we've been at a lot of conventions together. So we really have a good time when we're together doing these things. It's a big laugh fest most of the time.
Yeah. And I met you. That's how I first met you, was at your first convention when you returned. And I remember you didn't really know what to make of being at a convention. And
no, I didn't. That was my first one. But, because of that convention, I had my film school friend go there with me, and we were filming stuff behind the scenes. And that became, the conventions became the backdrop for the movie I made, Toxic Tutu. And I started going to more and more conventions just to really get this film made. And then, at a certain point, I liked going so much, After the film was made, I kept going to the conventions. Yeah. And it's just so crazy. That's the other way I realized how popular Toxic Avenger was, what a cult film it was. Because when we're at these conventions, everybody knows us. It's not so much like that just out on the street, but at the conventions, you're just a star, and it's like, what? So.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if the new movie will bring attention to the original movie, because I know, like, Annabelle and I, we went to see one of the new Halloweens. We didn't like it, but the waitress was telling us that she was like 19 or something, and then she went and watched the original Halloween because she saw the new one. She had never seen it before, and I was like, oh, I guess maybe it's kind of interesting that these new the remakes or whatever could lead people to go and check out the original movies.
Yeah.
I do think it will carry over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, how about yourself and Lloyd?
Oh, Lloyd. He's a character.
Neil asks like the super on the spot question.
I've had like various interactions with him through the years. I was I had a cameo in Return to Nukem High Volume 1. And then there's a person who works at the Trauma offices, Dylan Greenberg.
I'm friends with Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan shoots movies and does music videos. So Dylan cast me and Lloyd in the same music video. So we were in that together. And then Gary and I, we did some Toxic Avenger screenings that Lloyd was at, so I run into him occasionally. But I do have a story about Michael that I think is kind of interesting.
Yeah, because honestly, no one ever really talks too much about him. So
because Michael's sort of like he's like the knife fighter in the band, in the group. He's the silent assassin. When I'm shooting this music video for Dylan, I'm waiting in the office, and Lloyd and Michael are in the office, and we're chatting, and I mentioned to Michael, I say, hey, Michael, have you seen that series Stranger Things? And he goes, no, I haven't seen it. Why? He goes, well, in season 2, there's actually some Toxic Avenger Easter eggs. He goes, what? I go, yeah. This guy, Billy, this character, Billy, he gets in a muscle car and he tries to run down the kids, the protagonists. They're on their bikes, and he's right behind them in a muscle car. It's right out of the Toxic Avenger. And he goes, oh, really? I go, yeah. And also there's another scene. He's doing pull-ups and he's smoking a cigarette. That's totally a Toxic Avenger. That's a nod to your film. And then Michael looks at me and he goes, so you trying to tell me I should be suing Stranger Things?
That's how they paid for the new movie that they just made. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, Michael's the lawyer of the team,
Yeah.
and Lloyd is just happy with anybody doing anything with the movie. You know, he's very appreciative of anybody, you know, doing anything with Toxic Avenger. He
Well,
doesn't care.
what I really appreciated about Lloyd was the freedom he gave us as actors.
Yeah.
He really let us go, and he did not like ask us to dial it. In fact, he would always say more, do more of that.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. You know, like originally I didn't have that many lines, and one of the first days of shooting was the scene in the hot tub. And you notice I'm repeating everything everybody else says because I didn't have any lines. So I just started repeating whatever. And Lloyd's like, "That's great. Keep doing that." You know. What are you, some kind of asshole? Yeah. What are you, some kind of asshole? You want to get a fucking disease? Yeah. You want to get a fucking disease? You know. So he let me do that. You know, and so I went from having 6 or 7 lines in the movie to being having a real part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
and it spread out. It padded out the movie since you had more dialogue and gave it a better runtime.
Yeah.
But definitely, I like that story. And for how about you, Gary? As far as playing Bozo, how much input did Lloyd have on how you actually play him?
I don't remember too much. As I said, just the fact that it's mentioned several times that he's stressed. You're screwing up my karma. I'm stressed. So you go with that, and it's a one-dimensional character. So I went with that. I saw Bozo, just for me creating him. I used the analogy of Bozo being a rabid dog. So if he's eating breakfast or running somebody over on the car, he's just approaching like he's a crazy animal out of control. But I approached him from me, just from my head, of being crazy, out of control, but really very deeply flawed and hurt inside. Although that doesn't obviously come out because it's one-dimensional, But I don't remember getting a lot beyond that. I mean, I'm sure I might have even had been given maybe some line readings to a certain extent of that. Do it this way, maybe. I don't know for sure, but I kind of feel that. But he definitely wanted it big, over the top, very one-dimensional and loud, based on being stressed. Yeah.
Mark, how about for Melvin? Did you kind of just know how you're going to play Melvin right away?
Well, because I worked on the first turn on, I knew that they liked everybody to be crazy over the top, just ridiculously over the top. So on Toxic Avenger, I knew that. So that's how I played the character. And they were like, that's great. And they always said I was better when the camera went on than when we were rehearsing, because then I would really let go and, get out of breath and, be crazy. But I know if there were actors, I don't think it was with any of the main actors, but if there were peripheral actors that weren't acting crazy enough, Lloyd would really work them over to get them bigger. Oh, come on, scream it. And, that's just the way that they liked their characters to be. It's crazy over the top. And if an actor was a little bit shy or intimidated, they really got it from Lloyd. I mean, he could really, make them even more withdrawn just by the fact that he was trying to get them to do something that they're not used to. That's just the Troma way, it's over the top, ridiculous, acting. And that's even in all of the Nukem Highs, those characters are all crazy over the top.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like a circus.
Yeah.
You got the one ringleader guy, and then all these other people trying to make it as big as possible so everybody can see it, no matter
A
what.
circus. I like that. Yeah.
I have some questions here from Facebook. Brian Northrop. The Troma cheese sandwiches on set may not exist in 2025, but it was totally true in 1982. Do you guys have any story about the wrap-up part? Oh, this is actually for Mark. For 1982, the first turn on, and having cheese sandwiches at the wrap up party.
They had a deal with Jarlsberg cheese, so that's why we had cheese for every meal. Everybody, and they'd get the big round rolls of cheese.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of it was either the first turn on or Toxic Avenger, the crew took a bunch of these rolls of cheese and rolled them down a hill. That we were so sick of that cheese.
Were you guys? Did you still have cheese for Toxic Avenger, or was that just on the?
I think we did. Do you guys remember?
I don't remember cheese. I remember ramen noodles and these chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, the cookies. The cookies. They were great.
Maybe it was just the first turn on with the cheese.
Yeah.
But
there were also like these ramen noodles that were supposed to be microwaved.
Right.
Yeah, noodles and noodles. That's what
It's a pretty good packaged sandwiches, but those cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, Gary's all about these cookies. We'll have to find him some at Dead of Winter.
I remember not eating.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Well, the week, I guess it was a week or close to a week that we shot at the health club where we did the jacuzzi scene and whatever else. Those are night shoots all night.
Yeah.
From like, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night
to
like 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
No food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jim Ojala, who's a FX artist, wants to know: was there any apprehension on the behalf of Gary, Robert, or Jennifer regarding how demented their characters are in the film? Do you want us to do what to an old lady?
You know, let me just say something. The scene where we run the kid over on the bike, I did it. It was just technical. It was in the script. We did the scene. Many years later, I became a father, saw the movie, and it really hit me hard when I saw what my character ran this kid over. That was hard to see. I mean, I don't know. It just hit me years later, you know?
It's interesting. Actually, along those lines, for everybody here, has your opinion on the movie and being involved in the movie changed over time?
I think I've grown to be more appreciative of it. Just the way the fan base just gets bigger and bigger, and especially at these conventions, it's just a fun party where
I didn't realize until I did my first con last summer, which is actually a lot. We all did together, and I didn't realize how we affected people in such a positive way. It was really beautiful. I mean, you wouldn't think so, you know. I mean,
somebody didn't mention there is a big like anti-bully, sentiment in the movie too.
Yeah.
No,
we all lost. So.
Yes, exactly.
I totally agree with Mark that it's that kind of grown on me. My initial reaction was I was a little taken aback because what I was performing and what ended up on the screen, there was a lot of distance, and it made me think that, wow, I actually have very little control over what shows up on the screen. That it's the editor and the director that are really, that have all the power here. But watching it, subsequently, a few times since then, I also can see that I'm obviously having a good time. Mm-hmm. And so I can appreciate myself having a good time. And I think that's really what the audience gets out of it too. We're all having a good time making this movie. And that's infectious. And I think that's part of what makes it work.
It's a circus.
Yeah, it's a circus.
It definitely is.
It's a good line from Randall there. And Jennifer, what was that like for you to go to the convention? Did you have
It was great. It was the first time I had been to a convention, and like I said, I was really pretty absent as far as knowing what had happened to Toxic Avenger over the years, and it was really so overwhelming in such a positive way. I felt like there was, that I was a part of this huge, big, awesome tribe of people. Everyone was so nice and fun and kind, and you know, there were dads there with their kids, and it was a family thing. And I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So to answer your question, as far as the impact of Toxic and my thoughts of it, it's totally grown on me since that experience. I've thought about the impact it's had. And on me personally, when I watch the film, I'm looking for my own sense of, you know, did I believe in my character? Is my character believable? And that's what I was working for. And I can look at the film and say that I am. I am very believable to myself. And I'm really proud of that because it was a crazy film. And, you know, I think I pulled it off.
100%. I think you're great in the movie. Yeah.
I was
You're
really
also
when you
one of
pulled
the.
that switchblade
I think
out.
you and Mark are you and Mark the only two characters that had a last name?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I never thought of that.
You know what? My character had two last names.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I'm Melvin Ferd, and then somewhere along the line, I'm Melvin Junko. And nobody kind of realized that.
That was for the
that
Japanese,
thing, so.
you know, filming the
I had a-
popularity band.
Weren't you the script manager?
Yeah, I guess I should have known that.
I had a fan come up to me and tell me, "Oh, well, your mother is the woman in the dry cleaning store." Yeah. And you know, you know, and that isn't that the backstory? And I was like, you know, I'd never heard that before. But yeah, that little Nazi lady who gets who at first they think, oh, an innocent woman is killed, and it turns out she's a, you know, organized crime. He somehow put it together that and also you and I, Bozo is my brother. You know, Bozo and Slug are brothers, and she's our mom.
Just go with it, I think.
Yeah.
Somebody just came up and, you know.
I never really thought about that. She talks about her two sons.
Yeah.
They're such good boys, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it makes sense. Then, yeah.
This guy's onto something.
Oh, it must be Slug and Bozo, you know.
Never even thought about that.
No, that's excellent.
This guy found the hidden connection to that character. So, well, we want everyone to go February 22nd, 23rd, Dead of Winter. You can meet everybody here. We went last year it was the first year of Dead of Winter. It was an amazing time. It was super packed, and it's a great community of New England horror filmmakers and fans. And this year it's a 2-day event, so it's going to be a great time. And I'll have the link for everyone to get their tickets and check that out. And Mark, what are you up to currently?
Well, I've got a movie role it's supposed to be in April, I believe, called My Man Funk.
Our Man Funk, yes.
Our Man Funk with Bill Whedon.
Yeah, and Nasty Neal.
So we had a table read a little while ago, and I played two different characters. So I'm either going to be a bum or the clerk in a porno store.
Two roles you were born to play, Mark.
Yeah, that's a win-win. Why not?
And I have to say, since I'm the producer, you can also check out Mark in the Once and Future Smash, which is the special edition Blu-ray right here.
That's classic.
It is. I'm very proud of it. Jennifer, what are you up to? I heard we talked a little bit before we went live, and you're making shorts and different things. If you want to talk about that.
Yeah. I like I said, I'm in the Screen Actors Guild, and I kind of stepped back into that. I got a manager in LA. So that's cool. So I'm auditioning a lot, and my comrades in the arts, we got together, and we've got a short film group, and we're writing. So I'm writing a lot, and we're writing, performing, and producing, and making our own films. So it's just a ton of creativity, and it's really wonderful to be stepping back into that flow. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, congratulations on that. And I would, I'm sure maybe it's not horror, but I'd still be interested in checking some of your stuff out.
Thank you. I'll let you know when it comes out.
Cool. And Gary, are you up to anything of interest here?
Yeah, I hadn't acted in a long time. after Toxic, I did a couple of films. Then I was in a long-running play in New York called Tony and Tina's Wedding.
Oh, cool.
After that, I focused more on getting more of a consistent job, and I raised a family. And a couple of months ago, I retired. So I am actually thinking about, more than thinking about, getting back in the water as an actor.
Cool.
I have actually a voiceover in a film that Robert is one of the stars of.
Oh, we have a great voice, so I could totally see that.
I could definitely see that too.
A lot of character.
Thanks. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. And where can people follow you? I should have mentioned that. Asked that for everybody. But
Our Toxic Punks on Facebook, and also Jennifer and Cindy, Toxic Angels.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we're
and,
there.
yeah, cool. And Rob, what is this movie that Gary mentioned?
Oh, David Green is a young director, writer. He wrote a screenplay, and he's produced the film and directed it. I'm in it. It's called Slaughter at Camp Swine Lake, and it stars myself, Debbie Rochon, Babette Bombshell, and Lloyd Kaufman. We are the four names on the poster. Basically, there's a weight loss camp for overweight kids. Debbie Rochon and I are the owners. We have the camp has a mascot. It's a swine named Orville who's been cursed, and we don't have enough meat for the opening day barbecue, where we're going to torture all the heavy kids by the counselors are going to eat the pork and they have to watch. So we slaughter Orville, but not knowing Orville is cursed. Everybody who eats a piece of Orville themselves turns into a kind of a were-pig or a pig zombie.
Nice.
I like this. This is going to scare everyone to become vegan.
Yeah, and it's a Torgl release, so they're going to release it. But David actually produced it and directed it, so that's going on. Also, I co-founded a internet radio station called Radio Free Brooklyn about 10 years ago, and I have a radio show called Bushwick Garage every Thursday night at midnight.
Oh, cool. What's on that?
Psychedelic music.
Oh, very cool. I will check this out.
Yeah.
I know
albums behind you.
Yeah.
Or is that all albums behind you?
Those are records behind me. Yeah, I'm old. I still have vinyl in my life. That's about half of what I used to own. The other half my daughter has now.
Nice. Vinyl's coming back.
Yeah.
I've got a little record player behind me. It's a good thing.
Do you have a quick recommendation for people out there what they should listen to from one of those records behind you?
I highly recommend the Black Angels.
I don't know if I know them. All right. I will check. I will listen to them after.
I've heard them, though. Some of their music has been soundtracks in very famous car commercials. So you have probably heard them. But yeah, the Black Angels. If you like good modern psychedelic music, check out the Black Angels.
All right. Well, this was very fun. I loved having everyone on the show, and everyone here is always welcome back. And we will, Annabelle and I will see you next week in Worcester.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
It was great having you guys.
Thank you, Neil.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
As
Looking
a
forward.
17-year-old 40 years ago, I was a senior when the movie came out, and I was just totally blown away. I'd never seen anything quite like it.
Wow.
Still love that movie so much. So,
Thank you, man.
I love
Thank
you guys.
Troy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I probably watched it when I was very young, too young. Because
Probably because of me, I made Neil watch it for 40 years.
Bad
That turned out-
influence, yeah.
I turned out totally fine.
Yeah, the ad says it all, Neil.
Truth in advertising. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Take care.
You too.
Bye. All right, that was very cool.
Oh, yeah,
great,
totally cool.
great group of people, and I'm really looking forward to Dead of Winter.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it should be a lot of
Really
fun.
nice. Excuse my voice might go at any time now. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully I'll be ship shape because it's it was a really good time last time we went.
Yeah, it was a one.
So it was only a 1-day thing last year, and
Yeah, it was really loaded too. This time it's a 2-day event.
nice.
And it was great because it's focused. I don't know. Are they keeping it focused on all New England filmmakers? I know they're having people come in from other films from wherever.
Let me look this up. That's a good question.
Yeah. Because that originally, that was, oh, look at that cat.
He's crazy tonight.
People really distracted. So cute.
Got
No,
the scars
no,
to prove it.
not cute. Right?
Got my
let's
Frankenstein monster scar from him.
Mhm.
see.
Yeah, it started off last year. It was all New England-based creators,
Oh, okay.
which was really nice to showcase New England can do things, and that's really what James Lamont is trying to do, is to show New England can also be. It's not just like, I know Georgia has a really good scene, and obviously California does, and I think New Mexico's got stuff popping up.
Yeah.
That New England can have a unified front of filmmakers. So, and there's like other things that go on in New England, obviously, but like even with the BUFF, Boston Underground Film Festival, that's not all New England. They'll have blocks of New England filmmakers, but it's not all focused on it. And it's not an exclusively horror event. I think James really wants it to be focused on the horror experience and people such as ourselves. Lots of vendors. And the Mechanics Hall is beautiful. Not that that's the reason people should go, but it's Mechanic Hall in Worcester. And it's incredible venue. It's like a ballroom. It's
Nice.
beautiful, and everything's just great. They had great events. Kim, did they have food, Neil? I think there was-
Not a lot, but I think I remember that was one thing we suggested, and I remember he was saying that they were going to try to do more of that this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They had like a little food section where it was, like popcorn and chips and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What do you
We
got
got the 40 Years of the Toxic Avenger, which you'll see everyone we have on the show, along with Cindy Mannion, who that was the only I guess I was actually going to ask some other people from Toxic Avenger, but I thought it might get confusing. But people who are on the show and who's going to be at Dead of Winter. But Lloyd was really nice. He kept commenting in our chat and in the event page that he loved everybody.
That's great.
Cool. Very nice.
And of course, he also told people to subscribe to Toxic to Troma now. But that's fine.
That's Lloyd.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's that showman. He is the ringleader. He's
He's the ringmaster. Yeah.
Come in. Yep.
He's
He's
the
good at
big
it.
ringmaster hat,
They have a
pro.
Slay Queen, which is a celebration of women in horror, which is a panel featuring Sherry Lee Collins, Erica Looker, Erica Stockwell, Albert, Trisha Wooldridge, and Professor Jacqueline Merrill. I don't see the list of the movies. Maybe they don't have that up yet.
Perhaps.
So I'm not sure what
But that's
movies
okay.
are playing it. Yeah.
No worries. It's going to be an amazing film festival with lots of networking. It's cool people.
Yeah, Adam Newman will be there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Craig Lindbergh. Craig was gonna. I even sent him the link. He was gonna video in. He had a question to ask, and I did not give him the go ahead. I am sorry, Craig.
Ooh, to Neil. Well, what was it? Because now I want to know.
Yeah, I forgot. I am very sorry. But when there's so many people on the show, it's hard to keep track of messages and stuff.
Do you want to go through the upcoming movies? Because I don't think I'm long for the
let's do that.
world here.
I'm just letting Craig go that all right. We're gonna go through the new horror movies coming out this week. By the way, I'll ask you off here when you would like to do this, but I did get in touch with the man who made I Heart Willie, which looks awesome.
Ah.
He's all about coming on the show.
Oh,
So
cool.
I know next week we have the professor, and I don't think he's going to be on like a super long time. So maybe that would be a
I
fun
hope
show.
so, 'cause I will hang out and talk with that guy. Do you want to talk about what this guy is coming on for? I'm so psyched.
We have a criminal psychologist coming on to talk about Luigi.
Luigi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the guy who took out the bank man, who did this story has now disappeared off the planet. So, and this is, like Neil said, a criminal forensic psychologist.
Wow, that's wild.
A lot of different. It's not just this one book. It's fascinating. It's a great background. So, since that is my field, I am going to be in heaven.
All right, so I'll see what his time frame is for the show. If he has a certain amount of time, maybe we'll have I Heart Willie on after that, and if not, we'll do him another time.
Okay.
All right, but he does want to come on before the premiere, before the movie comes out. But that'd be very cool.
Yeah.
So also, I started. I do a lot of because I just enjoy doing them, and they come up a lot. What's called press day interviews. So there's a lot of interviews that have popped up over on the YouTube. So hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff. And also, if you would like to help support the channel, it starts only $3 a month. You can become a member, and as an added incentive, you get a first peek at the interview. So the interviews, some of them have I can't release them publicly until the movie comes out, but you can actually check them out right now if you remember. So that's just a little added perk. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I asked them. It's fine. It's it's not like an NDA like you get to talk about the movie. It's just they want it to go out into the world on the website when the movie the day before the movie comes out.
Got it.
So for right now, next Wednesday you'll be able to see the new Chrissy Fox and Spider-1 interview. But if you remember, you can watch it right now.
Very nice.
And it's there's some negative reviews out there, and I'm just going to say this. I thought Little Bites is great. I highly recommend this movie. It's on my early list of my favorite horror movies of the year. I was really shocked that I saw some negative reviews. I'm a big fan.
I can't wait to see it,
Yeah, it starts on Shudder next week.
Were the negative reviews from people that you would predict would give negative?
I don't know where they were from. I just was reading reviews on. It was people. I guess it had a theatrical release and it played festivals. And so a lot of things I saw, they said was boring. It's not like nonstop death or something, but I just thought it was really creepy. Great cast. Guy plays the monster is awesome, and so is Chrissy Fox as the lead. It's primarily those two, but you also have Chaz Bono's in it. Barbara Crampton.
Can't go wrong.
One of my favorites. Bonnie Aarons, who is the nun. And so you get to see her, in an not makeup or mask of any kind. So that was cool.
Oh,
and it's just a really creepy movie. And then talking to them made me appreciate it more, like explaining, what it was about to him, what the movie's about to him. Anyway, I would recommend. So, all right, here we go. I just pulled this up. These are the new movies coming out this week. Monkey actually comes out next weekend.
Ooh.
Troy, did you want to be a reader of these?
Why not? Yeah, why? We'll do them all.
Okay, so let me get you. I will send it in Facebook in the group chat. And we'll just do round robin reading.
African King, and I'm sorry, where is the super chat? Oh yeah, I'll read just about any super chats on the show, and I'll read it with us. But I'm not going to bring up certain things to the guests on the show. But a big fan of Mark Torgl. Can you ask Jennifer Baptist what her opinions on Shuli Egar and his employment of a pedophile? No, you can ask us this if you like for $5. Thank you, but I'm not going to ask that to the guests. So if if you want, I'll refund your $5, whatever. But there's nothing to do with the show or anything. But people who do want to know, Shuli Egar used to be for the Stern Show, and his producer was found to be a pedophile.
Wow.
And is in prison.
Good.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Yeah, it was really nasty stuff. It was like children under the age of like 6 or something.
Oh God.
6,000 images and videos.
So
Why would they think though that like his, that this guy would know about that?
Oh, they're just trying to get us to.
Because that's like one of those things where with.
Oh yeah, the Shuley himself. Yeah, I don't believe Shuley knew anything about it.
Just doesn't seem like something you'd like wave around at people that you work with.
Yeah, apparently his wife found like the he had him like on a flash drive hidden in like something.
So gross.
So we've got horror movies. This is from blackhorrormovies.com. Neil started using this. It's pretty good. They're very thorough in their listing.
They every week they list a good list of all the new horror movies coming out that week, either theatrically, streaming, Blu-ray, all the different platforms like that. And I also think the website is really easy to navigate because it's not loaded with pop-up ads.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Or extraneous crap.
I hate those damn things. You got to go one thing to another and skip over a bunch of things. It drives me crazy.
Well,
it's intriguing how many people side with Luigi. We'll talk about that next week.
I'm intrigued about both sides, I would say.
And that's what we will talk about, I believe. Just the fact that it is. I don't know. We'll talk about that next week, but I do think it's an interesting topic.
Neil, would you like me to send you images?
I have all the images loaded.
Oh, cool! Excellent. Oh, prepared.
Right, so
oh my goodness.
Movie number 1.
The Dead Thing.
Oh,
it's cool. Release on Shudder.
I like
Alex
that.
is trapped in a downward spiral of shallow hookups and tepid connections, but she is caught off guard when her dating app swipes lead her into the arms of a mysterious, charming young man, Kyle. Despite their passionate night, when the sun rises, the mystery man is nowhere to be found. Alex then sets out to find the one person who made her feel alive. Through her investigation, she reconnects with Kyle, but also digs up a ghastly supernatural secret. The pair quickly descend into a whirlwind of obsession, dependence, lust, and infatuation that has grave consequences. And I did watch the trailer, and it looks pretty good.
I love the poster. I think that one just
there's
something disturbing about that.
Yeah. Agree.
All right, you want number 2, Troy?
Sure. The Demoness. An erotic island retreat plays host to an exclusive couples retreat designed to rekindle the flames of passion. When Stacy and her boyfriend arrive, the sexy fun is quickly interrupted by a malevolent entity that feeds on their pain.
That sounds good, and that's on demand.
I kind of dig that. Like a little Harlequin romance gone wrong.
Yeah. Strange.
The Gorge. This is on Apple TV Plus. 2 highly trained operatives are appointed to post and guard towers on opposite side of a vast, highly classified gorge, protecting the world from an undisclosed, mysterious evil that lurks within. They bond from a distance while trying to stay vigilant in defending against an unseen enemy. When the cataclysmic threat to humanity is revealed to them, they must work together in a test of both their physical and mental strength to keep the secret in the gorge before it's too late.
I know that one I saw the trailer for and I wasn't thrilled with. And I like a lot of the people involved in it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Sigourney Weaver.
Goofy.
Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy from Psychowave 2's in it.
I see a comment here from Prob saying this is a classic movie, and I do believe that comment popped up during this. I will say, Troy, I'm with you. It certainly seems like more of a sci-fi. In the trailer, there's a lot of focus on this, and clearly in the poster as well, there's a lot of focus on this romance. And it's fine. I don't think it's going to be for me. I don't think it looks like a terrible movie. I just don't think it's going to be one for myself.
No, Andy, this was about
Andy. I'm so excited about it. It's great.
Number 4.
Number 4. Let me get over here. Anytime you want to load would be Inhabitants.
Ooh.
On demand. Olivia Burton moves to California with her boyfriend, Francis Morales, 24. That's interesting. Why does it say 24 for one of them? Okay, Olivia Burton moves to California.
You only need to know the one age.
I don't understand. Moves to California with her boyfriend, Francis Morales, going against the wishes of their respective family members. Francis' mother, Lillian, is a devout Catholic who disapproves of her son's cohabitation and makes her feelings known in the form of violent, religiously themed postcards.
Wow.
Despite these objections, the young lovers settle into their new, exciting life together. Their bliss is interrupted, however, after a freak accident leaves Francis physically and mentally wounded. Soon, he's suffering from night terrors, whispering in his sleep to a figure Olivia cannot see, and sleepwalking to strange corners of the house. These episodes frighten Olivia and also suggest that Francis may be hiding something from her. Her investigation leads to a terrifying and perverse discovery. They are being haunted by the ghosts of Francis's childhood youth minister, an entity who is enraged by their cohabitation and has come to punish them for their sins. That's a lot.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's going to take me a minute to digest, I think. That is a lot. That's a heavy one. But I'm intrigued. I definitely just, the poster had me intrigued.
Yeah, it looks, I think it's I don't know how surprising the twist will be, but there's a twist. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had to say all of that. Because
that might have been edit it down, whoever's writing this.
Yeah.
That might be a little too much.
Because even the idea of sending the themed postcards, that sounds really cool, but it's not going to make me watch the movie. No. I got to go see them postcards.
And just when I'm thinking about the postcards, then there's another thing about, hey, and then this thing from the past.
Freak accident, whispering, corners, fucking spirit.
There's a lot of stuff happening there.
A lot. So that alone, I'm like, I gotta know.
But I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this one?
This is number 5 live.
Inhuman Kiss 2. The Last Breath. I mean, I'm loving the look of it. I love the poster.
Tentacles coming out. For first, you think that's like blood coming out of the neck floating around, but it's tentacles.
Ooh, all right. What do we got here? Sai has inherited her mother's curse of the Krasu, a flesh-eating monster who possesses her body at night. When Sai starts to fall in love with the strange boy next door, they realize his genetic mutation might be the cure. But at what cost? Holy sheep shit. All right, I think I'm down with this one.
Asian horror.
This might be right up my alley.
The trailer is cool.
I'm going to have to look for this one.
Right? I'm just going to put it out there, and I haven't even been drinking. But this poster kind of looks a little like a veg.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they knew that at the time.
I think that was intentional. I got to think.
So, Inhuman Kiss, Tentacles.
The next movie I've seen, and there's a press interview up I did last week with the guys who made it and the main actress. And also, I didn't know until I did the interview, and it's in the interview. The main guy who made the movie, the guy directed it, and he's also the monster guy in the movie. He's the original guy from A Violent Nature.
Oh,
Way.
And his brother, who's the main star of the movie, is the original Ranger from In a Violent Nature. They filmed In a Violent Nature, and then they cut them out of In a Violent Nature.
wow.
Then redid all of Johnny's scenes with a different actor.
Wow.
Interesting.
And I asked him about that. We'll say the PR person was kind of yelling at me not to ask about stuff not related to the movie. They laughed about it and gave me kind of a little bit of an answer. But I do think there's more to the story from but anyway, A Night Squire, I just have to say, really good movie. This is really good.
Really? Because I wasn't sure about this one when I saw it.
Yeah, I liked it. It's well, let's see what I'll release. See what it says here. So it's on demand. A fearless knight braves a deadly realm to save the chosen one's soul. Facing witches, demons, and brutal foes, he discovers her return could ignite chaos and doom humanity. So
Is this
yeah,
like
it's
a sword and sorcerer kind of
yeah,
movie?
so it's a sword and sorcerer
sweet.
horror movie. I like the vibe. It's very much adult. The stuff looks cool. There's a lot of big sword fights. It's all like practical. There is some digital stuff with people casting spells, but like the sword fights are practical. And then talking to them, they actually built the catacombs and stuff in the guy's backyard out of foam.
Cool.
Just pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's filmed in Canada, and they said like it was negative, like I don't know, and something insane, and like people were getting frostbit nose. And stuff.
Well, that's never good.
And there's like a big sword fight on an actual frozen lake. I was into this.
God, that's commitment.
Yeah,
all right,
I was
I'll
a fan.
definitely watch this one.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I like it.
Okay. This is not my turn. I refuse for this to be the
All
one.
right, I'll do the long
Troy's a
legs.
big fan. So.
Yep.
Ugh.
All right.
On Hulu.
Long legs. In pursuit of a serial killer, an FBI agent uncovers a series of occult clues that she must solve to end his terrifying killing spree. Micah? Okay.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage, Blair Underwood, and Alicia Witt star. Well, they put that down to the bare bones on that one.
Good.
Prop Sense, a classic movie. Well, it's released this week on Hulu, is what we mean by it's out now.
Oh,
so,
I don't think that's a criticism.
Oh no, I'm just saying though it's not. I'm just saying that for people wondering why we mention it in new releases, it's because it's out on Hulu now.
That comment was 10 minutes ago.
Oh. Well, it could actually work for long legs as well. Please let folks know that Astroplane Drifter screens in Yucca Valley on March 15th. A link to the tickets and the APT website. Come see me in person. Oh yeah, we have to set that up too because the director would like to come on the show.
It would be good before then. So yeah, line that right up.
So I was going to do a special Friday show next week with Adam Marcus about his documentary, The Hearts of Darkness, which is about the making of Jason Goes to Hell. But we're going to reschedule that because I'll be going to Dead of Winter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not premiering till next month anyway, so it's fine. But it will be making its premiere at Freight Fest in the Ireland one, I believe.
Cool.
All right. So you didn't want long legs.
I'll take Mom. Mom. A mother's love never dies. On demand. A struggling mother, Emily Hampshire, is abandoned by her family and partner after a horrific incident. I'm losing it. As she falls further into isolation, she begins to be haunted by a sinister entity that is determined to make her relive her darkest moments. Delving into the darker side of motherhood, Mom is an intelligent and original take on the family-based horror story. It looked pretty cool, but it's hard for me to listen to a baby cry.
Oh, is
I don't
this
even have
a
babies.
baby crying in?
I can't listen to babies crying. It's very disturbs.
It's not a great poster, I have to say.
No, it's not. It's not.
A little baby hand coming up. Though.
Mm-hmm.
Baby toes are way cuter than baby fingers. So I can
would
play
agree
with some
that.
baby toes. I dig baby toes.
I would agree with that. Oh, cute little babies.
Rounding. This is an interesting poster, actually.
Whoa, it sure is.
This has a limited theatrical run, and it's also on demand. After a traumatic incident during his residency, young medical student James Heyman transfers to a rural hospital for a fresh start. Observing that James is struggling and having difficulty connecting with patients, Dr. Harrison suggests he takes a class focused on bedside manner and facilitating deeper relationships with patients. The demons of James' past begin to catch up with him when he becomes consumed by the case of a young asthma patient with mysterious symptoms. His grip on reality starts to slip as his disturbing nightmares, anxiety-fueled speculations, and physical injuries collide with the harsh realities of the world of medicine.
This poster is strange. I'm getting...
Yeah, that one's pretty creepy.
It's like the
To
stethoscope.
flip it upside down,
Yeah.
so the flame would be going up.
Yeah.
It's almost like a hot air balloon, right?
Okay, maybe that's what's going
Because
on.
it is
Yeah, and he's
kind of
melting.
floating up, but I don't understand it, and so I'm kind of torn about whether or not.
I agree, because it at first I was kind of interested, but the more I look at it, I don't really understand the symbolism there. It just kind of looks like someone was just being weird for the sake of it.
I would agree.
Yeah, because I don't know if that's a liquid.
Maybe it was
or
something, or maybe it's AI.
Microscopes going in.
It could be AI.
All right, can I take the next one? Because there's only
Yep.
one sentence, and I
Ooh.
like the one sentence. All right, we got tempted with three very attractive people in the poster.
Hubba hubba.
A woman becomes obsessed with a couple after infiltrating their marriage. Boom,
Boom.
done.
Dude.
Mic drop.
To be original.
Dude. Is it me next or you?
It is.
Is it me? Cool. This is awesome. I've never seen this movie.
Oh
The
my God,
trailer
I
is
haven't seen this
super
movie in
sick.
100 years.
Oh my God. I've always, it's just there. I know I should watch it, but wow, that trailer is incredible. An Arrow release. A young Brooke Shields meets an untimely end in this religious-themed proto-slasher par excellence from director Alfred Soule. On the day of her first communion, young Karen, played by Brooke Shields, is savagely murdered by an unknown assailant in a yellow rain mech and creepy translucent mask. But the nightmare is far from over. As the knife-wielding maniac strikes again and again, Karen's bereaved parents are forced to confront the possibility that Karen's wayward sister, Alice, might be the one behind the mask. Bearing influences from the likes of Hitchcock and then booming Italian giallo film, and more specifically, Nicholas Roeg's Don't Look Now. Oh, I love that movie. Alice, Sweet Alice is an absolutely essential, if often overlooked, entry into the canon of 1970s American horror. Yeah, I gotta see that.
I gotta admit, I don't really love the movie. I tried to, because everybody told me I was missing out.
When's the last time you saw it?
Well, the first time I saw it was years ago, probably 45, 50 years ago. And then the most recent one, probably 20 years ago. And it didn't grow on me. I'm hoping everybody likes it. But
I will say
20
Troy is not a giallo fan.
No, that's one of the things, when people are like, hey, I like everything, but I'm not crazy about a certain thing. That's the one that's not for me.
Yeah. I usually don't like it either. I like Suspiria and a couple of
me too.
Yeah. But a lot of it is But this
It's
just the
too
trailer
goofy for
was
me, a lot of it.
super cool. But who knows? Maybe I will like it, and maybe I will not. I will respect your dislike and not harass you about your 20-year.
By the way, weather permitting, people out there, we're going to be filming a short Monday. Weather permitting, so everyone out there, do your non-snow
Working on
dance.
props.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They do not snow. Let it be somewhat nice.
Non-snow dance.
Precipitation,
Yeah.
but
Hell yeah.
non-precipitation.
We can deal with a little cold, but no precipitation. All right, number 12 here. I don't know why this is coming out at this point in time, but from the executive producers of Terrifier 2, All Hallows Eve, Trickster.
This trailer is.
I'm loving that bunny, though.
Yeah.
All Hallows Eve Trickster is a horror film created by Terrifier producer Steve Barton. All Hallows Eve is the franchise that introduced audiences around the globe to the character Art the Clown. And now All Hallows Eve Trickster introduces a slew of new horrifying characters and even gives a glimpse at the Dark Lord himself, Satan. When a lost traveler on Halloween night comes across an isolated rural gas station, she thinks she's found her way home. Unbeknownst to her, the eerie gas station is the residence of a family of degenerates, devilish creatures. As the night descends into a hellish nightmare, the young woman becomes the center of an occult ritual starring the devil himself. Featuring the work of directors Evan Trammell, Mike Hickey, Jean-Paul DeCiccio, Dan Lazarevotis, I've probably butchered your name, sorry, Evan Gorski, Francisco Lacerda, and starring Mallory Fisher, Anne-Marie Shea, Ronnie Jean Blevins, Alan Kolanovic, Tyler Steelman, Francisco Lopez. This Halloween, take a trip into the bowels of hell.
I am proud of you, Neil. You did an amazing job with those.
Yes.
Scenes. Truly. I know it's not always
too.
Nailed it.
All right, that's cool. I love the poster. I'm confused about the release now, but
Yeah.
Maybe they know that Halloween's a competition actually around Halloween.
it's fair enough.
It's like Christmas in July.
There you go. That could be the follow-up to Arbor Day, Christmas in July. All right, let's see.
Whoa, another kind of a Halloween-looking thing here.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Do you want this one or you want me?
Go for it.
All right. This one is Cheater.
Pumpkin Eater.
A mysterious serial killer has violently claimed the lives of 5 random residents in the small town of Yakima, Washington. Then all goes silent. 5 years later, a former resident, Joseph Givens, returns after trying to better himself and shake the demons that consumed his teenage years. And almost like a trigger, his return sparks a new series of brutal crimes.
Dang.
Joseph is being stalked, and the people around him are being hunted by a madman wearing a tattered pumpkin mask and wielding a sharp knife. That doesn't sound very inspired. Inspired by the great slasher movies of the 80s and 90s, Cheater delivers a suspenseful and thrilling mystery that will keep you guessing until its surprising conclusion. I picked the wrong one. That was a long one.
Cheater, Pumpkin Eater.
Isn't it Peter Pumpkin Eater?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Had a wife who couldn't keep her. But I like it, Cheater.
Put her in a pumpkin shell,
Oh.
and there he kept her very well.
Is that that one?
Damn. Is that how it goes? I didn't know the
Had a wife
follow-up.
who couldn't keep her. Yes. Now I remember this.
We used to have a great nursery rhymes with
Yeah, but Gory did the
Yeah, Ed
art.
Gorey did all the illustrations. It was so awesome.
That's one of the few things that really did creep me out too as a kid. I remember that book. The all the imagery was really creepy, and I would read it. I remember all of them were cool in it though. Yeah, it had the
Yeah. And Gorey put his own spin on all that jazz, so it was so cool.
yeah.
Oh.
Trying to remember some of them. I used to know all of them, but I can't remember them all.
Peter, pumpkin eater, had a wife but couldn't keep her. He put her in a pumpkin shell, and there he kept her very well.
Yep.
Peter, pumpkin eater, had another and didn't love her. Peter
What?
learned to spell and read, and then he loved her very well. To read and spell, and then he loved her very well.
Wow. I didn't know there was like a second verse to that.
Apparently. So kids, learn to read and spell so you too can love other people
Damn.
and put them
Yeah.
in shells. What a weird, so weird. I don't think they go together. Here we go. That poster reminds me of that one. Where evil
Yeah, we had like the best movie of the year a couple years ago.
where evil lurks.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree. The red and the white.
Yeah. I dig the
I
map.
like it though. I think it really pops.
Definitely.
I'll be right back, folks.
All right.
Yeah.
Whose is this? Is it mine?
Me.
You.
Mwah.
Do
One
it up.
mother passes away. A woman drives her 10-year-old sister across the country to stay with relatives. But when their car breaks down in the woods, they become the hunted prey of a deranged killer who captures his victims on film. In the vein of Hush, with found footage moments from the director of I Think We're Alone Now and Ghosts of Amityville, starring Junie Liv Thomason and Scream actress Nancy Ann Ritter.
I like
Sometimes there are too many words, and sometimes I don't think there's quite enough. What?
Number 15 here.
Oh my God.
Dracula's Drive-In. Look at the we got Dracula and Sasquatch. Dracasquatch here.
This is so dumb.
And he's like a balding Sasquatch.
Yeah. He looks happy. I don't know what's happening.
Dracula looks like an asshole, but he's kind of cool though. The Dracula here looks more like Nosferatu than Nosferatu in the
about putting in a comment about this mustachelessness.
Yeah, I'm into this cover. It makes me smile.
There's
Dracula,
a fucking meteor at the bottom of it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Space.
You're like, we've got here's some stuff we have in clip art. Like, okay, let's just throw it in there.
And that's how they're like, look at this, and that's how they decided it would be Attack from Space. So what is this, number 4 or 5? That's an Attack from Space movie.
You got a popcorn bucket, a Camry. There's just all kinds of stuff. Dracula's Drive-In presents Attack from Space. Welcome to Dracula's Drive-In, where Dracula and his buddy Bigfoot watch the best B movies ever made. Laughter and fright are on the menu with this wacky and ghoulish drive-in extravaganza that will leave you, and they misspelled leave, will leave you laughing on the floor and howling at the moon. Tonight's drive-in experience presents one of the most spectacular superhero sci-fi films ever produced, Attack from Space. Join Dracula and Bigfoot for a madhouse spectacular. It's Dracula's Drive-In, Attack from Space.
All right, so we're watching Attack from Space
with these folks.
Their commentary and such.
So it's a Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of deal.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I'm into it. I'd watch it too. I'd watch horror movies with Dracula and Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that idea, I applaud you. Look, you come up with these ideas and people are like, oh, that's it's a clone or it's inspired by Mystery Science Theater or whatever. But you throw Dracula and Bigfoot in there, I'm like,
yeah,
I'm in.
It's very different.
Yeah.
Very different.
All right. So the next one is one of my favorite movies.
It's pretty.
Oh, no, one of my favorites. But it's my favorite movie. Is my favorite film in the giant slug alien human rape films.
Is it a slug or is it more like a caterpillar?
Oh.
Because it's got legs, doesn't it?
That's gonna be our next show. We debated over Nosferatu's mustache. The next show will be a debate over what is the giant armless alien that rapes the woman to death.
Those are the old days, Neil.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah, you can't make this movie anymore.
No. What a hell of a poster. Troy, would you like to describe this one for the viewers?
Oh, okay. We got the Galaxy of Terror. I remember this movie. I'm still stuck on Cheater here. So
2 thumbs up. Ultra HD. This is a movie that deserves the Ultra HD release. Now you can see the slug scene in all its glory on Blu-ray.
And it has people in it.
It doesn't. It's not a movie made with puppets.
It was Sid Haig in it.
Yeah, but there was someone else that was one of the leads that I think was
Robert Englund.
He's in that one too.
I'm gonna look this up. I feel like
I haven't seen this movie in so long.
Galaxy.
In the distant future, the crew of the Starship Quest is dispatched to the barren planet of Morganthus to search of the missing crew members. How about 4 of the missing crew members?
They're really struggling at the end of this list.
Of the Starship Remus, which has crash landed there. Instead, they encounter something far more mysterious and insidious as the crew members fall victim to their worst fears. Each one more horrifying than the last. If any of them are survive the Galaxy of Terror, they must unlock the secrets of this deadly world. These people are in need of a proofreader.
Galaxy of Terror.
Terror.
It's a great movie.
Now you might not know him by name because I would not have. Ray Walston.
Oh, he's in it too. That's awesome.
And Taff O'Connell. Boom.
Yes.
That is the woman in the scene. There I am talking to her about it.
Mm-hmm.
She was also in a movie we just saw recently, New Year's Evil.
Oh.
She played the nurse.
She probably wasn't covered in as much slime as this movie.
Probably not. But this is great. So for those out there that haven't seen it, it's got it's very, if you are young, it might not be the film for you. I guess it depends. If you're young and
insane.
I don't know how to say it. That's sensitive and not. If you're very PC, and there's nothing wrong with that, that is not a PC film.
Aaron Moran's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all star.
Man, that's a good movie. Roger Corman produced it.
That does not surprise me. I love that movie, though.
Classic.
Ghosts of Mars. The last movie has the 4K, and so does this 4K release of Ghosts of Mars. By the year 2176, the planet Mars, long inhabited by human settlers, has become the manifest destiny of an overpopulated Earth. Nearly 640,000 people now live and work all over Mars, mining the planet for its abundant natural resources. This is the Elon Musk future here. But one of those mining operations has uncovered a deadly mother lode, a long dormant Martian civilization whose warriors are systematically taking over the bodies of human intruders. Lieutenant Melanie Ballard, Natasha Henstridge from Species, The Martian police force is on transport assignment to bring James Desolation Williams, Ice Cube,
Nice.
the planet's most notorious criminal, to justice. Williams has no plans to make Ballard's job easy. What begins as a battle of force and wits between cop and criminal soon turns into something more fundamental, a battle for human survival in the realm of the Martian warriors. It's civilization against civilization as Ballard and Williams join force in mortal combat with the Ghosts of Mars.
Okay, so this poster
not a good movie.
is, and the biggest emotional response I have to this is the piercings in the surface of the fingers. What
Oh, yeah.
the fuck? It's so gross.
It is pretty nasty. You're right.
They're not just rings. They're like, bleh. They're not practical either. That's why they're coming out. What do you, how? Can you put on a coat? No.
Well, I remember in that movie, like, they have kind of an obsession with piercing themselves once they get possessed, and they'll, like, take things and just kind of stick through parts of their bodies. And
really?
It's an uneven movie. There's some stuff I like about it, but for the most part, not one of my favorites.
It's not one of John Carpenter's hits, I would say.
The next one, though.
Good cast, though.
Yeah.
Ice-T.
Well, you even get like a young, what's his name, Jason Statham.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Pam
not quite as
Grier.
mumbly back there. Pam Grier, who I always love.
Pam Grier.
Another John Carpenter movie, one also sort of around the same era.
Better
Vampires, prepare for the dawn.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sometimes this gets forgotten. I think once people remember, they're like, "Oh yeah, vampires rules," but it's
I
not
like it, yeah.
the one that comes to people's mind right away.
Long as I don't remember the second one with John Bon Jovi in it.
I didn't even know there was one with.
Yes,
with
that one's worth watching just to be
We're
horrible.
halfway there.
Yeah.
Oh, living on a prayer, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Whoa, living on a prayer. All right.
I know what I'm praying for right in this moment.
More singing. I'm gonna get up there.
Is this mine? Should I do the vampires? You want to
Yeah.
do the vampires?
Oh, I thought I was doing the vampires.
Yeah, you do the
Do it
vampires.
Okay. Vampires. Forget everything you've ever heard about vampires, warns Jack Crow, James Woods, the leader of Team Crow, a relentless group of mercenary vampire slayers. When Master Vampire Valak, did I pronounce that right? I feel bad. Thomas Ian Griffith decimates Jack's entire team. Crow and the sole team survivor, Montoya, Daniel Baldwin, set out in pursuit. Breaking all the rules, Crow and Montoya, maybe you should have read this one, take one of Valak's victims hostage.
This one sounds too long for me.
A beautiful but unlucky prostitute played by Cheryl Lee. She is the sole psychic link to Valak, and they use her to track down the leader of the undead. As Valak nears the climax of his 600-plus year stretch for the Bears Ears Cross, Jack and the new Team Crow do everything possible to prevent him from possessing the only thing that can grant him and all the vampires the omnipotent power to walk the world in daylight.
I'm a big fan of this movie, and I do have to say this: I'm not a fan of the man himself as a human being, but I am. It's unfortunate because I was always a big fan of James Woods as an actor.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you find out he's a fucking shitty person.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, this
He
movie,
did anything, right? It's not like he did anything.
No, he just does.
Oh, he's just a shitty person.
Yeah.
That is a good. Yeah. It's not like he like, as far as I know, like
he's not a criminal or anything like
did
that.
anything to anybody. Yeah. Once Upon a Time in America, one of the most underrated movies, and probably the most underrated mafia movie ever made.
And I'll always remember him in that That part of Cat's Eye, Quitters Incorporated.
Yeah, that's great.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Next one is Short for Troy.
Nice, perfect. Oh, and it's even a movie that I enjoy much more than you do. So this worked out well. The Last Voyage of the Demeter. The crew of the merchant ship Demeter set sail from Carpathia to London to deliver a cargo of 50 unmarked wooden crates. However, they soon discover they are not alone, as Dracula's unholy presence turns the trip into a nightmarish fight for survival.
Bum, bum, bum,
Bum, bum,
bum.
bum. And where is this one going to?
To the trash bin. No, it's going to 4K Ultra on Blu-ray. No, but I will say this, honestly, it is cool because not everything gets a physical release now. And we just went through a bunch of, that's not a super old movie a couple years ago. And some of the other ones, were from the 90s and kept coming out in 4K. I like it when movies get a physical release.
Always cool.
So if you out there, I know people are saying we want physical releases. So you got to go out there and buy them, though, or else, they ain't going to keep making them.
This looks cool. I haven't seen the trailer, but even just the frozen picture on the trailer
it
looks
makes me cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got a bleak look about it. I dig it.
Is this mine?
It is you.
It's all
the Savage Hunt of King Stock.
Sounds like you're saying Stark with like a Boston accent.
Stock.
Yeah, pack the stock at the harbor.
Hell yeah.
Savage Hunt of King Stock.
Yeah, he's got the head almost like Annabelle's Halloween costume.
Yeah, creeping me out. I dig it.
We have more ghosts than live people, murmurs the pale, haunted mistress of the mansion of Marsh Fears, to a scholar of ancient folklore, who has arrived at her castle to research the bloody legend of King Stock, a murdered 15th century nobleman whose spirit supposedly thunders through the local woodlands. The longer the young scholar stays in this mysterious house of shadow, gloom, madness, and death, the more strange and surreal the imagery becomes. A mad widow in a white wig, a man bleeding spontaneously from his skull,
Whoa.
a dwarf hiding in a decayed doll's house. This sounds actually really cool to me.
Yeah.
Screeching ravens and maniacal puppet shows. Based on the novel by Belarusian writer
that guy.
Karatikivek. The long, unavailable King Stock has recently been restored from the original film elements in its extended 126 minutes. Director's cut by Deaf Crocodile and Seagull Films for the first ever U.S. release.
Wow.
I don't know anything about this movie. The trailer does look pretty like a fairly old movie too.
Yeah.
The trailer, just the first picture looks like Zardoz or something. Looks completely insane. I dig it.
I want to see this movie.
Yeah.
Is this something we can only get on DVD or Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It says watch on YouTube.
1980.
Wow. How come we've never heard of this movie?
Well, I guess, like they said, it was previously unavailable.
All right.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Next is there's so many movies.
Yeah, how many movies do we have?
Only two more. I think.
Oh, this is Ken
okay.
Russell. This is a Ken Russell movie. Joe.
All right, you do this one.
Oh damn! I love the poster.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Joe Dante,
Oh, I dig
John Monte Hellman, and Ken Russell. From the twisted tradition of classic anthology horror films such as Tales from the Crypt, Creepshow, and Black Sabbath, Trapped Ashes features stories of the surreal, macabre, and bizarre. Helmed by five of Hollywood's most unique directors, Joe Dante, Ken Russell, Monte Hellman, Sean Cunningham, and John Gaeta.
I've never heard of this.
No, it sounds great. Well, I mean, I don't even know if it sounds great, but it.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah. 7 strangers are trapped inside an infamous Roger Corman-style house of horrors during a Hollywood movie studio tour and forced to confess their most disturbing personal memories. Oh, I love that setup so much.
Yep.
And Ken Russell's the girl with golden breast.
I love the name.
Wait.
I've always wanted to meet her.
It gets better. And Ken Russell's the girl with golden breasts. A struggling actress decided to get gel implants made from reprocessed human cadavers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
With monstrous results for her and her boyfriend. Oh, I don't know if they all are going to be that great, but that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a tough one to live up to.
In Sean Cunningham's Jabuki, an unhappily married woman and her architect husband have a nightmarish encounter with a dead monk on a visit to Japan.
All right, that sounds pretty cool too.
Yeah, you got to put that Ken Russell would probably be at the end. Because if I was one of these other people, like, how do you follow that?
Yeah, right. Yep.
Monty Hellman's Stanley's girlfriend. Two ambitious young filmmakers become unlikely friends in 1950s Hollywood. Leo, writer of sadistic B pictures like The Strangler, and a soon-to-be famous director named Stanley Kubrick. When they both fall in love with the same enigmatic woman, it unleashes a decades-long mystery involving desire and celluloid. And in John Gaeta's My Twin, The Worm, a young goth woman reveals the horrific Cronenberg-like tale of the inhuman twin that grew alongside her in her mother's womb.
Whoa,
wow!
That sounds insane. I love it.
Yes.
This one.
Oh my Lord!
This one is a must-watch.
Right?
Yeah, I've never even heard of this movie.
Pretty
It's
sweet.
from like 2006. Wow. Damn. All right, I'm gonna seek this out. I need to find this. I'm very interested.
I believe this is another semi-short one for Troy.
Oh, excellent.
Mm-hmm.
What's this one?
Oh, let me grab it. I'm sorry. Hold on a sec. By the way, that last movie, the one that I read, I found some images from it.
That's
the one that reminded me of Zardoz. I kind of love it.
Crazy. Whoa!
I'm down.
And then this woman rules.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
The dollhouse.
Chick on her
She
head.
got like a little baby chicken on her head.
And why not? With the cracked like teacup next to her and stuff. Like, I'm down.
That's my goal.
I wonder if that was the last movie Ken Russell was involved in.
Maybe.
What year did you say it was?
2006. Yeah, it was the last feature film. He did 3 shorts after that.
Oh.
All right.
I
I guess he didn't do the whole movie. But
yeah.
All right. Here's the last one for Troy.
Yeah, but come on, the woman with the golden breasts? Come on. Watch if you dare to. Prepare yourself for the ultimate descent into terror with Watch If You Dare To, the spine-chilling sequel to the acclaimed Watch If You Dare. This horror anthology film brings you 7 terrifying tales that will haunt your dreams and leave you questioning reality itself. Each story delves into a unique aspect of fear, pushing the boundaries of dread and suspense. Kind of cool because they don't tell you too much.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, that sounds cool.
No trailer for that one.
No creepy cover. Kind of, you get the hand, looks kind of like from The Ring. Or
so you got
Where's
some.
that one from, I wonder?
I think that one's an actual new movie.
It doesn't. I can't see anywhere to actually watch this.
They didn't have the
Unwatchable
monkey
film.
listed on this one.
No, it comes out next week.
Oh, okay.
I wonder where it comes out because there's nothing there.
The monkey. The monkey
Oh, the
comes
monkey.
out. But
Yeah.
I've heard good things from the people because some people have seen advanced screenings of it.
Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll have time to see it next week when maybe we could see it Friday. I don't know. We'll see. But
Friday, I will be driving many
Yeah.
hours.
I've heard good things about Hard Eyes. I've seen a lot of people really like it.
On what?
Yeah, I was
Hard
so
Eyes.
Hard eyes?
Yeah.
I'm curious.
It looked goofy to me, but maybe it'll be good.
Yeah. The glowing
Although you
eyes.
never know, because today my coffee is
You got over there.
the three-peckered billy goat, Seattle.
What the fuck?
And I gotta say, truly delicious coffee.
Truly
Hey, none of that
delicious.
two-pecker
What is
bullshit.
Who puts that out?
Straight up the
company?
3. This was Raven's Brew coffee
Where'd you even get this?
from Seattle.
Were you in Seattle?
B was. She had a work
Oh.
thing in Seattle, so she brought back some yummy
that's
coffee.
cool.
Some yummy.
And I just got some
Oh,
Starbucks
when
over here. I thought I was living large.
I know, but the three-peckered billy goat, yep, where it's at.
So I asked the group what they thought of Hard Eyes. Here's what folks said. Justin Bernard Head said, I loved it. Justin Adams loved it. Great mixture of rom-com and slasher.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a strange one.
Denise White Mopin, I want to see it this weekend. Alan Sessler, it was fun. I hope they don't milk it like the stream series, one and done.
Oh,
Our buddy Alok says, I actually thought it was Sleepless in Seattle meets Thanksgiving. Well
is that
done.
a good thing?
Compliment?
He said
Yeah.
well done. So.
I don't
Okay.
know. Did he like Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
He
I
did.
believe
Okay. Oh, I think Todd was the only one who didn't like it.
Yeah, I was right.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's good. So I asked this question also to the group. I'll try to do this every week, like a poll. So there's a poll in the group. Go and join facebook.com/group/withoutyourheadhorror. You should follow us anywhere in social media, but that's our most active place. And so my question this week for the nation of decapitation is the Toxic Avenger pro or anti-toxic waste?
Oh,
Melvin suffers and becomes a physical monster, but he also becomes a hero and cleans up the city because of his toxic transformation.
Okay. So what do you mean? Is it pro or against?
Is it for or against toxic waste?
Well, he
Is the-
cleans it up.
No, I mean he cleans up the city from crime, not from toxicity.
Don't they fix that at the end? Don't they?
So
deal with
5%
it?
said neither.
Mm.
10% says pro toxic waste. And
85 pro-toxic waste.
85% of the folks have said it is anti-toxic.
Oh,
I say anti as well.
I just thought it was a funny question.
Yes,
So,
that's interesting.
all right. There's a Lovecraft, a new Lovecraft RPG game coming out. Seems like there's been a lot of them. But
yeah.
It's the end of the world, so people are.
It's time to bring them out. Yep.
Yeah, we're all just why not? It's going to be anything. It might as well be Lovecraft.
It was a great looking one that on Kickstarter that
really?
it had like a lot of figures and stuff that looked really great.
Cool.
But I think it's one of those like if you order now,
Mhm.
they'll give it to you in 2 years or something.
Oh, one of those.
I'm not that patient. I can't do it.
When you get something and you were like,
Yeah, the last one killed me. It just totally set me off.
yeah, I've
I don't
been
think
waiting.
I can go that.
I gave to this been over a year now to the House of 1,000 Corpses board game.
oh yeah,
They keep you updated, but I do agree it's a little hard. It's like, but they keep me updated. I realize it's gonna take a while, but I'm looking forward to it. I was hoping that that we'd have it soon to play like at a thing. But I may bring the Texas Chainsaw Massacre board game again.
nice.
I mean, like the Galactus figure was so
Damn.
cool.
Wow.
I mean, I love him. Painted him up. I think he came out looking really cool. But
Yeah,
That's
it looks awesome.
sick.
it just the
Can you
weight
zoom in on
was just
Troll?
a killer. What's that?
Neil, can you zoom in on this?
Oh yeah, hold on a second.
McTroy.
Ooh.
Wow.
Damn, he looks awesome.
That's sweet. Nice
Yeah,
job.
thank you. But the wait was just so long, and then it was another 6 months after they said it was going to get out. And, like, they made, I think, $4 million on the Kickstarter. They were trying to get like 300,000. So it's like,
Wow.
you got $4 million. Can you pick up the pace a little bit,
Yeah.
maybe? You know. I mean, the finished product
The demand must have been crazy if it made that much money. That's
Yeah.
a lot of different things to make. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and like in the set, they've got like the whole Fantastic Four, and like it's pretty wild, I got to say.
That's cool.
So we keep getting tagged. I just got tagged right now. Arbor Day, the group or the page about the movie keeps getting tagged in actual post about Arbor Day. So there's like people sharing photos about this happy memory of Arbor Day, and then they're tagging the horror.
I saw that in like somebody's local library or something.
Oh
Yes,
my-
38,
Like, this is our 20, or yeah, maybe that's what it was.
38 year
Screenshots
38
of all of it.
celebration, and it's like all these normal people.
And you are getting screenshots of all these things, I hope.
I should dig.
You
it.
definitely should. 100%. Save that and have it like that can be a big bulk thing. Definitely. Get it all.
Thank
I
you to
have a
the
question.
Somerville Library for sharing their photos with us.
So I know we're not going to stay real long, but I do want to mention this because this is a movie I'm really looking forward to, and this is The Rule of Jenny Penny. John Lithgow torments Jeffrey Rush in creepy new horror film, The Rule of Jenny Penn. So it's got,
Wow.
I mean, God, John Lithgow's one of my favorites. Jeffrey Rush is awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that poster.
Oh,
Wow.
the poster owns.
God.
They played two old guys in a nursing home. And
Whoa.
That looks tremendous.
Wow.
should we could probably watch a trailer. You want to watch it?
Yeah.
Do it.
If they yell at us, all that happens is that I will say this is nice of YouTube lately. They have a thing like if someone says this is copyright, it lets you just take it down. Like you can just edit it out.
So just that clip.
Click a button and so you can edit this out of the show. So that's what happens.
Oh, nice.
Live, you'll see all this stuff, and then sometimes if you're watching the archive, some of the trailers have been edited out. But they make it very easy. All right, here we go. IFC Films, which is always good.
Ain't it strange? In this place of all places, here I am, full alive. We all get what's coming to us in the end. You're not allowed to do this! Who rules? Jenny Penn.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that looks
absolutely
so
great.
good.
Wow.
Lithgow just scared the fuck out of me in that, and Jeffrey Rush looked so sympathetic. Like oh my god, when is that out?
In March, yeah.
Wow. That
It
looks
played
like classic. Future.
They played some festivals. Did you guys ever see the movie Black Sheep? I believe it's Black Sheep. It's a horror comedy about like a killer sheep from it's either Australia or New Zealand.
Oh
Well, the
yeah,
same guy,
yep.
the guy, I believe it's him who he made this movie. The same guy.
Wow.
Wow.
It looks
Oh,
phenomenal.
yep. Totally down. It's so funny, little role reversal though, because I thought originally, in my mind anyway, like I had Lithgow being like the guy in the wheelchair.
Lithgow's such range because he could play.
Yeah,
He's
you're
great
right.
in comedies and stuff, and he can play a real great villain too.
Hmm. He was always like the most memorable thing about what was the Stallone one where he's climbing up the mountain?
Oh, Cliffhanger.
Yeah, and Lithgow's just great in that one. He just kind of steals the movie.
Yeah, one of our is it Nikhil? I think he's always saying that's a better movie than Rocky.
Whoa, I don't know about that, but you know. But
Is that
Lithgow's really good in that movie.
To like be provocative.
Yeah, it
No,
could be.
no, he's just dumb.
Oh.
No, he's not dumb. But no, he is a very opinionated young man. I must have the wrong guy. He's not the guy who did Black Sheep. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looks cool.
Oh yeah. And Jeffrey Rush, I haven't seen him in anything in a long time.
Yeah.
No. And I saw people were really mad. I don't really understand why, but Lithgow, I guess, is going to play Dumbledore in the. People are mad about it. I don't really understand why.
People are mad because she is blacklisted. She's been
I see.
That's why I don't think people have a problem with him, but they might have a problem with him making money for her. You know, and they're like, John, what are you doing? Just whatever. I think it would be a really good Dumbledore.
I do too.
Yeah, I wouldn't see why he wouldn't.
I don't think it's a criticism of his acting ability. It's the.
No, I meant people. I knew people were mad that he was going to be in it, but not because of him. I just thought they hated Harry Potter or something. But I see.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking.
Yes. Anti-J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing in Potter world. It's very disturbing because a lot of the people that were into, a good portion of the people into Harry Potter that are now adults are people who are LGBTQ. And so for her to make
I think Dumbledore himself is gay, yeah.
And she has, it's the trans part where she talks about how women's room should be for biological women, and that's just, she's doubled down on that and said all kinds of dumb shit. So those people aren't coming back.
It's always so strange because that was the one like series that they would always take like the kids at school to whenever the new ones would come out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't you take them to the Lord of the Rings or something? Like, what's wrong with Tolkien? Like, oh,
it's violent.
That's true. But these ones seem pretty
I like that.
violent.
I'm a fan of the Harry Potter series. I like them. And I only read the first book. I liked it.
I love the books. The series, I think the movies are hit or miss. Hit or miss.
I was okay up until I met the elf, and then I was like, nah, I can't take it.
I'm not a fan.
Terrible Troy, what's good? That's our pal, Christian.
Oh, nice. I saw he made the scene last week, so that was
yeah.
He's like, where the hell's Troy at?
I know.
Mm-hmm. You guys are matching with your banana tone.
Oh yeah, the hat, the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know you had a yellow Backwoods Bob shirt.
I still keep my secrets.
Where the hell did you get that at? But no, I like it. How y'all this evening? I think Annabelle's a little under the weather, but I'm fine.
Under the weather. I was hoping I would beat it with fruits and fruit, but
beat it with a stick.
She's got her cool blues singer voice going though tonight, so I like it.
It does. I have to say that whole thing is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Smoker voice is cool. I mean, we know it. It's just true. But smoking, We all
Don't do the smoking and,
don't do it.
stay away
Troy's
from
been
the
vaping.
whiskey. I have
Troy's
been.
been. I've been proud of him. He's doing the vape.
Yeah.
Yep.
What
I
is
found-
the bonus
one's-
vaping?
The Clear Emerald by Crave.
I
This
feel
is
I've heard
like
about
my
Crave.
Crave's
I
a
think
good,
it's
like,
like-
disposable one, and I've been getting about 6 days out of one, which is pretty
Wow.
awesome.
Well,
I'm
that's
still doing about, like, maybe half a pack of cigarettes a day, but way better than 2 packs. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting there, slowly but surely.
That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. Really glad. Someone wants you to go to Rob
Pumpkin.
Saul's show.
Huh?
Someone over here wants you to end up on Rob Saul show.
Oh no, that's fine. Well, Ditker's a good dude though. He's a subscriber here. Ditker's a good man.
Oh, yep.
Ditker 89.
Are you still doing that?
Well, I haven't been on for a while. But I have no problem with Rob. He's a good guy, Rob Saul.
We like the Rob Saul.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Although I've heard reports that he was the most handsome man at the DabbleCon thing in Atlantic
is he?
City. Yep.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was
not
invited.
aware.
Neil
I'm
hangs
not
out with the
anti-Rob
sexy
at all.
bitches.
Oh no, I don't. I just don't think she even knows.
Yeah,
who he
I'm
is.
not anti-Rob, but we've worked very hard Without Your Head to end the trolls. And Neil going into the world being like, it's time to have trolls again. Like, no, please no. Please no.
Proud of you, Troy. It's hugely difficult. Plus, I need y'all to stick around to make an appearance. in
Hell
my
yeah.
first- Hell yeah.
Yes.
Yep, we can do that.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah,
You
no,
too,
Ditker's
Brian.
not a troll. He's a good guy.
No.
There are a
Yeah.
lot of good folks. Vagina Wrinkle,
Interesting
Dicker,
names, but good people.
ACDC,
All right.
Gina Bobina. Yeah, there's some good folks. There's a lot of good folks. Yeah,
I'm glad you did meet some of these good folks.
yeah, they're good. There are good people. One of those people may be at a convention with me down the road here if they can work it out.
Oh, yeah. Sadly, I cannot attend because I'm poor now. I've caught the poor. So,
But you know what? This was a really fun show. Mark Torgl, Gary Schneider, Robert Prichard, and Jennifer Baptist from the original, the OG,
Mm-hmm.
the Toxic Avenger, 1984, the 40th anniversary.
crazy.
This is a 98. I'm sorry, 85. We're in 2025. So later this year, we'll also have for the 40th anniversary, we're going to have the return of Melanie Kinnaman for the 40th anniversary of Friday the 13th, Part 5.
Wow.
I just talked to someone from The Stuff. It's the
Whoa.
40th anniversary of The Stuff. They're interested, but they said that they that it's 40 years ago, so I don't have a great memory of and so I was like, well, I could send you some stuff in advance. Anyway, I'll let you guys know. It's the it is the effects artist, and he was not only the effects artist for The Stuff, he's also the effects artist for another movie. It's celebrating its 40th anniversary, The Reanimator.
No way.
Holy sheep shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sick. I
Brett
mean, you can just
Culpepper.
let him know that he can make things up and we won't know the difference.
Right.
Just come on the show with stories. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Brett Culpepper.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
So yeah, we're hopefully that works out. But yeah, 1985, there was a lot of big movies that came out. Like I said, I would like to start doing that, doing different. Doesn't have to be 40, it could be 30, 20, 10, whatever. That would be fun to do, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Did Kerr comment over there? You couldn't ask for a more toxic environment to get involved in. Yep. He was telling me some stories, and I was just like, no. Please, God.
You
no.
couldn't ask for more. That is very true.
Mhm.
that is very, very, very true. But I did not. I wasn't against it. I didn't ask to get involved. I was asked to be involved. But it was kind of an addicting world, I have to admit.
Yeah, because you're a sucker for the attention. That's why.
Every time he tries to get out of it,
His attention
the
whore.
dabble verse just sucks him back in.
Yeah,
Andre is here.
Andre Van Poorteldor. Andre, our buddy Andre. Andre's been around the show since maybe the first
he was
year.
but a wee lad.
Yeah.
Now he's all adult.
I know.
Wow.
He's
I've
doing
been trying to
thing.
I've been trying to get all the shows up on IMDb. So go give us some ratings over in the IMDb without your head.
Will Andre be up in that IMDb as well?
I believe he is.
Very good. Very good. Very cool to see you. Stop by for the Toxic Avenger.
Oh, yeah. Are y'all going to be one day for the new Toxic Avenger? I'm really excited, too. I've heard good things. I have to say, I've seen Toxic Avenger many times. And watching it again, I think this is a legit great movie, the original Toxic Avenger. It's really fun. There's stuff in it that's still shocking, 40 years later.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's a really well-made movie. Like, the effects are cool. All the car chase stuff is good. They were right about it edited together well, because the real car stuff's good, and then mixed with the stationary stuff, it works. And like the transformation scene's really cool, and it's a good story. It's a fun movie. It's honestly all around. I think it's good. Now, I actually really like the performances. I know they were talking about being one note, but it's perfect for the movie.
Yeah.
I was a kid when I said I had never seen anything like it. I remember when it came out, it just kind of blew my mind.
Horror movie.
Oh,
there we go.
Good for you. Excellent.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Is Andre's icon and all interesting? It could be, really. Now I think about it. It is very Arbor Day-ish.
Share his film with us.
Yeah, let us know, Andre. Let us know more about this movie.
Yep.
Well, friends, my throat hurts, and
you were in through, brother. Made it through.
I read a lot. Tomorrow I will probably not be working.
You'll pay the piper tomorrow.
All day. No, it's hard. It's hard to work sick when you talk all day. So, my talking all day thing. Oh, awesome, Andre. Thank you.
You know what? I'm Andre. You know what? This is. I know I'm not throwing anyone on the bus. I won't say who, but someone else had added the first, I want to say 10 or 12 years to IMDb, and I don't think they added your name. So I'm gonna have to try to do that, because you should be on.
Yeah.
I doubt it was
Tommy Doom. Is he
on
there? Because our news creeps.
Yeah.
We love the news.
No, I don't believe either one are here, because they would have been more than 5 appearances.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at the top 10 appearances or whatever, and they're not.
In fairness to that person, that must have taken a lot of work.
Oh no, it was a great help. It was a great help indeed. But yeah, people on here's I'll give the top 10 appearances that aren't hosts. Let's see, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you
then
finished
we'll get
up
out
the
here.
rest of them?
So we got Lloyd, Barbie, and Gregory Lamberson all tied at number 10. Sophia Cassiola, number 9.
These are all people as guest appearances.
Yes,
or
yes.
They were actually just hanging out.
Yes.
Okay.
8, James Balsamo. 7, Debbie Rashan.
Nice.
6, Nicholas Vince.
Good night, Christian.
5, Craig Lindbergh. You know what? That might have been 4, actually. So 4. Number 3, Michael Epstein. 2, John Dugan. And the number 1, Bob Elmore.
Really?
Nice. All right.
No kidding. I'm surprised.
Well, there for a while.
Thank you.
Therefore, he was a weekly weatherman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
Bi-weekly, man, yeah.
We love us some Bob. Bob
Yeah.
Elmore.
Yeah, we get Bob back on. We should get Lloyd on sometime this year too for the 40th anniversary of Toxic Avenger.
I love how you put them on the spot. What do you think about Lloyd?
I like it. I think that's what you do. Boom. Let's find out what they think.
That's true. Nobody was like, "Fuck that guy."
They
Yeah,
can't be. What are they going to say?
They could. They could.
They're
We've
not
had other
going to.
people who
They're
don't like
professional
Lloyd on the
people.
show. Huh?
They're professionals. They can't, what are they going to say?
All right. So until what's on next week is the therapist, the criminal.
Oh,
the
that's
criminal.
right. Yeah.
And then the week after that will be Zach Amico.
Oh.
From Our Man Funk.
Yeah.
And a bunch of modern trauma films.
Excuse me.
He's actually playing the he's playing the character the I could have played. So it'll be interesting. All right. Until then, this is Nasty Neil.
I am Terrible Troy.
And this is Annabelle Lecter.
And this is Without
Your
Head.
Whoa!